Hey folks, we're here at the Wisdom Center in Haltom City, Texas. This is the home of one scoundrel / swindler. His name is Mike Murdock. You can look him up. He's quite a shady guy. And for the next 3 days, he's hosting Benny Hinn. So we're here warning the people that are coming to the Benny Hinn conference. It's $150 a ticket. He guarantees that you're going to have special anointings, and there's going to be an ordination here. If you want to be a pastor, you can become a pastor here, and it's only $150. So we're here exposing the works of darkness here at the so-called Wisdom Church in Haltom City, Texas.
They want to herd the sheep away from the preacher of righteousness because you are to be dinner tonight. Yes, the poor that have showed up here wanting a financial miracle. You know, you're not going to get your miracle giving to a wolf. You're not going to have your needs being met giving your finances to a wolf. No, you need to cry out to the only true and living God. Not to a man that's promising you things. No, you're just giving to his piggy bank. You're giving to his bank account $42 million. That's what they say that Benny Hinn's net worth is. But he's still going to extract money because the greedy are never satisfied. Have you noticed that? The greedy men are never satisfied. Have you noticed some of the richest men in the world, they're never satisfied? It's the same with the greedy wolves, like Benny Hinn and Mike Murdock. They are never satisfied feeding on the sheep. They are never satisfied. Enough is never enough. One Mercedes is never enough. Two Mercedes is never enough. A seaside mansion on the Pacific is never enough. No, they'll stay at hotels spending $10,000 a night, flying around with their families, eating at fancy restaurants, spending thousands of dollars that the poor people have given them. The poor have sown in to these hedonistic wolves, and they're taking your money and they're living like Liberace. That's what they do. These men are living like Liberace on your money. The poor people that are showing up here, you're giving to rich people that are living like Liberace. Oh, if you could only humble yourselves and cry out to God. God can meet all of your needs, but these wolves can't meet your needs. These charlatans cannot meet your needs. No, they can't heal. They can't heal the sick. The charlatans don't heal. The wolves don't heal. No, God is the healer. And if you want healing, you need to go to the source, which is the Lord. Don't come to a wolf for your healing. Don't come to a charlatan for your healing. Because you're not going to find it, folks. The only thing you're going to find is you're going to leave with empty pockets. Yes, the poor get poorer giving to the wolves. The poor people become poorer giving to the wolves. You know what? Jesus warned over and over and over. Jesus was so good warning us. He was warning us about the wolves. He gave illustrations of wolves and sheep so we would know what they do. How are these men eating? They're feeding on the sheep. They're feeding on the simple sheep. They're feeding on the gullible. Jesus was the good pastor. He laid his life down for the sheep. He wasn't feeding on the flocks. He was laying his life down for the flocks. The wolves come to eat the sheep. That's why they're here. They're here to eat you, folks. You've shown up tonight for the buffet. You are the main course. You are what's for dinner, the simple sheep, the gullible sheep. You are dinner for Benny and Mike tonight, folks. And their greed is never satisfied. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear. The Apostle Paul warned about it. He said a time would come when men could no longer endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires. What is your desire? To be rich? Is your desire to be healed? They would heap up for those teachers according to their own desires. And they would turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to fables, folks. This is a fable. This event tonight. Benny Hinn and Mike Murdock are not men of God. This is a fable. Jesus said not to store up treasure on earth. Do you believe the words of Jesus? Did the people here believe the words of Jesus, or do you have another Jesus? Jesus said not to store up treasure on earth. Benny Hinn has $42 million. Why is he not obeying Jesus? You know why? Because he's a greedy man. He's a greedy man, and that's why he travels around extracting money from the simple sheep, the gullible women. Folks, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up and come out of here. It's time to go to the source, the true and living source, which is the Lord in heaven. Yes, cry out to God, not Benny Hinn. God is not going to use charlatans to pour out his power through. God is not going to pour his power through charlatans with bad taste like Liberace. Yes, these men have one thing in common. They all have bad taste, just like Liberace. Have you noticed that? How they like to show off their Rolexes, how they like to show off their chandeliers, all their bad taste. They have a lot in common with one man, but that man is not Jesus. The man that they have a lot in common with is Liberace. Yes, they live a lot like Liberace in opulence and greed, don't they? Folks, it's time to wake up. God is not happy with you being here tonight. If you want to please God, it says a broken spirit and contrite heart the Lord will not despise. The Lord loves brokenness. He doesn't love to see his people manipulated, giving to wolves. The Lord does not take pleasure seeing his people deceived. We're to be harmless as doves and wise as serpents, folks. It's not very wise giving your money to greedy men. It's not very wise. Jesus said, if you're here to be rich, Mike Murdock the other week we just heard was preaching a sermon saying if you give him $1,000, you'll get $1 million. Folks, Jesus said it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Do you believe the words of Jesus, or do you want to be rich? Do you want to be rich like Benny? Do you want to be rich like Mike? Well, that's probably why you're here, because you've been deceived. You're under a deception because you don't love the truth. Many of you here don't love the truth. And we're here trying to open your ears and open your eyes to the truth. And that truth is you're not doing God any favors giving to wolves, giving to greedy men. Give your money to the orphans, to the widows, to the homeless. There's homeless people walking up and down the streets here. Yet you're giving to rich men that stay in hotels that are $10,000 a night. There's homeless people up and down Denton Highway, and you folks are giving money to greedy men that have $2,000 meals for them and their families. Folks, these people live like Liberace. There are homeless people here. Do you think Jesus would have gave to the rich, or he would have gave to the poor and the homeless? You folks are giving your money to the rich. You think because you sow into the rich, God is going to bless you? Nonsense, folks. It says, he who lends to the poor is lending to the Lord. If you give to the poor, you're lending to God. He didn't say if you give to rich wolves that you're lending to God. Folks, you're deceived if you're here. You are for dinner tonight. They're saying dinner is pulling into the parking lot now. Benny and Mike, they're starting to salivate right now because they see their dinner pulling in the parking lot. The gullible sheep. The gullible sheep, the simple sheep pulling in so that they can feed on you. Isn't that sad? Folks, I really feel sorry for you folks here. I know there's some good people here. I know there's some people that love the Lord. I wish you could open your ears to these words. God hears you. You don't need Benny Hinn. He is not an apostle. He is not a prophet. He is a charlatan. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. You can see by his very lifestyle that his tree has very bad fruit. Jesus said you would know a tree by its fruits. And what is Benny Hinn's fruits? His little tryst with Paula White, his opulence, his lifestyle, living in opulence and greed. Folks, you're supposed to examine these things. Jesus said you would know a tree by his fruit, and his fruit is rotten. His fruit is worldly. He loves the things of the world. And the Bible says friendship with the world is enmity with God. Yes, but these men love the world. They love their designer suits. They love their mansions.